Hello everybody! Today I want to dedicate this video to a character that has a special place in my heart, an anime character who is probably one of the greatest anime characters of all time, and who has a well-renowned show with multiple movies, manga, adaptations, and so on, that have stretched throughout the entire world, far and wide. I am talking about Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm going to talk about him today because I have nothing better to do with my life, and it sounded like a good thing to make a video about. So without further ado, we're going to talk about Naruto Uzumaki and why everybody is wrong about him being the most gifted ninja in the entirety of the ninja world. So for some reason, people have this weird notion that Naruto Uzumaki is supposedly the greatest ninja in the entirety of the ninja world of Naruto, and is supposedly this amazing, all-knowing, well-gifted ninja who is the most powerful individual in the entirety of the Naruto universe. Well, he kind of is right now, but at the start, he really wasn't. Even as early back as the first stages of Naruto, people tried to claim that Naruto Uzumaki was he was a special gifted child because he had the nine-tailed fox chakra inside of him. He could use the multi-shadow clone jutsu. He could use the Rasengan, and so on and so forth. When in actuality, Naruto Uzumaki was not actually gifted. He only knew 3 jutsu. He had the sexy jutsu, which he used all the time in the first stages of Naruto whenever he wanted to be a little freak show. He had the multi-shadow clone jutsu, and he also had the Rasengan. Those were the only 3 jutsu that he had for literal years upon years on end until he finally learned something new. And a lot of people want to make the complaint of, oh, well, he had all this chakra, he mastered the multi-shadow clone jutsu in a day, he literally learned the Rasengan, and it's like, yeah, those are very good jutsu, but that's literally not the point. He only learned the multi-shadow clone jutsu because he had the chakra to do so, but he didn't have the chakra regulation to actually manage to use any other jutsu aside from the multi-shadow clone jutsu. Remember, his main bloodline trait was having a massive amount of chakra, but he had no way of controlling that chakra. That was literally the entire point of why he couldn't do a simple cloning jutsu when everyone else could. Meanwhile, he tried to use a cloning jutsu and his chakra was literally visible. And then some other people like to make the comment of, oh yeah, well, he also mastered the Rasengan. Yeah, he mastered the Rasengan while he was being left alone to figure out the fundamentals from very vague layout work from Jiraiya, who spent most of his time during Naruto's training literally going to entertainment clubs and being surrounded by multitudes of women. Naruto was literally, in both instances, left alone in the middle of the woods to train by himself to learn how to use these jutsu. For one, he did learn how to use the Shadow Clone Jutsu in just under a day because he busted out all of his chakra to learn how to use the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and it took him well over 2 weeks to learn how to use the Rasengan because he barely knew how to control his chakra, let alone cycle it into his hand in the proper way to manage to create a sphere that's forming in all different directions at the same time. And of course, by the time Naruto actually learns how to use a new jutsu, that of course being the Rasen Shuriken, he manages to use that jutsu and learn how to use it because Kakashi literally tells him that the multi-shadow clone jutsu can be used to gather information which he never knew about. And then you have several individuals who act like, okay, well, Rock Lee should be the main character because he's fundamentally like the most hardworking. He is the most hardworking when it comes to learning how to use taijutsu, learning how to use the forbidden gates, learning how to use all of this. So why isn't he the main character? Well, he had something that Naruto didn't, which was a dedicated teacher. Jiraiya wanted to be surrounded by women. Iruka-sensei couldn't be bothered to teach Naruto anything because he literally had nothing to teach him. Kakashi was more hyper-focused on Sasuke throughout the entirety of the first half of Naruto, and the only person who actually taught Naruto anything was Ebisu, and that was how to walk on water whenever his chakra points were all mangled up from Orochimaru using a 5-pronged seal on him. And then, of course, we have the first half of Naruto, where Jiraiya basically doesn't teach Naruto anything aside from the vague fundamentals on how to properly control your chakra and how to make it into a sphere in your hand and how to explode water balloons and how to explode, air trapped in a ball. So, that's basically what he taught him in that situation. So among 4 teachers that Naruto had in the first half of Naruto, 3 of them didn't teach him anything, and the other one kind of taught him how to control his chakra to walk on water before then getting eviscerated by Jiraiya. As for the second half of Naruto, we'll talk about that later on down the line, but until then, I'll see you guys later, and I hope you have a fantastic day.